Please welcome your founding executive, President and Chief Financial Officer, Corey Lindley.
Good morning. Wow, I love the recognition, the energy, the excitement. It even makes a finance guy get excited. This is great. You know, it's great to recognize all these people, but there are so many of you that work so hard. We really appreciate all you do. Thank you so much for all that you do. We hope you've had a wonderful experience here this week, and that with all we have planned this morning, this afternoon, it's going to be another great day. This morning, I'm going to talk for a few minutes about who doTERRA is, how we make decisions, and then I'll conclude by talking about where we're going in the future, adding to what Dave, Emily, Doc, Greg, and everyone else has talked about over the last few days. You know, as you know, doTERRA is a privately held company that was founded in 2008. We're in our 12th year of business, and we've accomplished a lot in the last 12 years. We continue to be the world's largest essential oil company. We have more than 3,500 employees around the world and more than 8 million customers. And with that, we have over $1 billion in assets as a company. Those assets are primarily inventory and co-impact sourcing investments that are focused on supporting growth for decades to come. As a private company owned by 7 individuals, we don't answer to public shareholders or others who have reason to control what we do as a company. Yeah. But I will say we do have stakeholders who have a strong vested interest in every decision that we make. These stakeholders can largely be categorized into these 3 categories. You, our leaders and customers. Next, our employees, and then our wonderful and amazing growers. We take the interests of these stakeholders into account in every decision that we make. We're always asking questions like, what impact will this have on our growers? Or how can we better take care of our employees and their families? Or how will this impact our customers and sales leaders? Be assured that supporting you, our employees, and our growers is at the very top of our list of priorities as a company. Let me give you some examples. My wife Janice and I love to meet our customers and leaders at events like these or maybe sitting on a beach on an incentive trip. I remember 4 or 5 years ago visiting for several hours with Damien and Jenna Fonte. Yes, we love them. We talked about how much they loved and appreciated their involvement with doTERRA Essential Oils. Jenna was all in, and she was ready to quit her job at that time as a pharmaceutical sales rep, and Damien was wondering if their future with doTERRA including a role for him. I assured him that it did. It's been wonderful to see Damien and Jenna grow together as they fully committed to doTERRA and are now successful Blue Diamond leaders impacting thousands of lives for the better and raising a great family. Yes. Also, a few months ago, Janice and I met Paul and Nina Wood along with John Erik Vame at an event in Norway. Yeah, Nina's from Norway and moved to the U.S. and married Paul many years ago. Now, because of doTERRA, Paul and Nina are able to spend time building their business both in the U.S. and in Norway. I also love meeting amazing customers, like a former Major League Baseball catcher that I golfed with a few weeks ago, and he told me how Deep Blue extended his professional career as a catcher because of the constant knee pain he experienced later in his career. It was helped by Deep Blue. And guess where he learned about Deep Blue? You guessed it, his mother-in-law, right? He told me that he thought she was a crazy woman for many years, and now he realized that she knows what's best. At the same event, I had my picture taken with one of the world's best golfers. And when he found out I was involved with doTERRA, he introduced me to his wife, who loves doTERRA essential oils. And she ended up wanting to have her picture taken with me to share with her family. So anyway, I'm reminded again and again that doTERRA is about changing lives. And that begins with our focus on having more and more customers experiencing the life-changing impact of our oils. This chart shows that over the past 12 years, this is in 3-year increments, it shows that we've added more and more new customers, with it now being well over 1 million new customers every year. In your world, it may seem like everyone knows about doTERRA, but I'm here to tell you that's really not the case. In a recently conducted study that we just got off the press a month ago, we found that only 8% of the population in the U.S. could name doTERRA unaided. In this same study, it was determined that about half the U.S. population has tried using essential oils, but only 13% use them regularly. The study indicated that the major reason why essential oils are not more used is because of a lack of knowledge of how to use them or uncertainty about their use. Our education and healthcare initiatives that Dr. Hill and Dr. Osgothorpe have been talking about and they are helping us and you be able to expand this opportunity and explain the use of essential oils. Clearly, helping you better educate and inform customers is the key to continued success for doTERRA. Next, we have our employees. We continue to add hundreds of new employees every year as we relentlessly support our business. Each of these employees are important to us, and we've built a beautiful new campus that Dave showed some pictures of. It spans 120 acres, and by early next year, we'll have 1.2 million square feet of workspace. It's remarkable. Our employees are a bit younger than our customers, but they're prolific and are having children. And at a recent summer party, we took over 6,500 people to the movies in Utah County. And you can see that by this picture, they all had a great time. Yeah, we support these amazing employees with a child care center, a medical clinic, a gym, a cafeteria, and we even have a robust scholarship program at nearby Utah Valley University for our employees. Yes. In recent years, we've been able to fulfill a dream of ours to take care of our growers, and we consider them our third stakeholder group. This is a very unique differentiating point for doTERRA. No other company comes anywhere close at caring for the growers and their families like doTERRA. In our pursuit of what is pure, taking care of growers and treating them as stakeholders is essential. You've seen that we now provide more than 165,000 jobs and nearly 540,000 lives are impacted in this growing network. In a few minutes, we'll have you meet a few of these growers. But let me just say that taking care of them is the right thing to do. Yes. I can assure you, as a finance guy, I can assure you it would be much easier and much less expensive to just purchase a few farms or to buy through some brokers. But if we did that, we wouldn't be able to help the most or grow the best, which is our goal. Let me offer you a few examples. Last year, I was in Kenya, and I met many of our growers and their families. When visiting with this woman near a borehole or a well that we had dug for the growers in the Lungalunga area of Kenya, I learned that she was walking 4 hours round trip once a week to get drinking water for her family. I was confused because just the prior year, we dug this borehole in this well, and so I questioned why she was having to walk so far and why she wasn't using that water. She told us the water from the borehole, or the well, was a great blessing to them as they used the water in cooking and cleaning, but it was a bit too brackish or salty to be used for healthy drinking. I discussed the situation with our on-the-ground team, and including Jacob Katuva, who's an expert a PhD from Oxford. And he said the best solution, not the cheapest, but the best, was a $40,000 reverse osmosis treatment device connected to the well. We immediately made the decision to install the device, and now this woman and her neighbors will be saved from walking 4 hours each day to get fresh drinking water. You know, working with growers and focusing on their needs is the right thing to do. I'll give you another quick example of Douglas fir, our operation in New Zealand. We began working with Michael and Maturin several years ago on this project and harvesting and sourcing and making productive use of the invasive Douglas fir trees in New Zealand. However, as we worked together, we found that financial challenges arrived for them through a partner group threatening the future of this project. And so in order to fully support Michael and Maturin in their vision and continued mission to solve this challenge in New Zealand, which we were committed to, we invested $400,000 in distillation equipment that is now owned 100% by doTERRA. And this way, Michael and Maturin can focus totally on Douglas fir harvesting and distillation without the overhang of problematic partners. And this project will continue for years to come. Again, working directly with growers or artists and distillers who are at source and on the ground is the right thing to do. I want to spend just a minute talking about Copaiba. Copaiba, as Mark talked about yesterday, a little bit of this when it's the Healing Hands Initiative. You all know the amazing benefits of Copaiba and how it's not only more effective and more cost-effective than CBD at managing pain, which you'll learn a little bit about later this morning, but it also has an amazing sourcing story in various communities along the Amazon River in Brazil. These communities are in great need of medical care and support. Emily and Dr. Heel visited this region a year or two ago and promised these amazing harvesters that if they would focus on continuing to sustainably harvest Copaiba, not only would we ensure they receive more than fair and on-time payments, but we'd help in other needs in their community. Just this last summer, with the support of our Healing Hands Foundation, as Mark talked about, our sourcing teams, Ben Platt and resident humanitarian expert Bishnu Adhikari, traveled to this region with 2 dentists and met up with our sourcing manager who lives in Brazil, Eric Paranki, and they performed over 100 dental procedures in the 12 communities along the Amazon River at no cost to the beneficiaries. Again, being on the ground and at source with our growers network is the right thing to do. Not only are we making a huge impact with these growers and their families, but through our amazing sourcing team, we're reaching out to growers all over the world as we continue to source the best while helping the most. This is, again, significantly more expensive and difficult way to source oils. However, at doTERRA, we don't do what is easy or inexpensive. We do what is right, and it is to help the growers. I might add that there's another benefit to all of this, okay? By working with these growers and in caring for them, we're also able to arrange exclusivity in procuring our oils. We continue to increase the exclusivity and proprietary nature of doTERRA essential oils. As we look at all of our essential oil offerings in both blends and in singles, we can now definitively state that 98% of our oil offerings are proprietary formulations and are exclusively sourced by doTERRA. That is great. What this means is that when another company says that they have the same oils as doTERRA, they've lied, okay? But not only have they lied, they've disrespected, ignored, and really even trampled on the backs of everyone in our stakeholder group. Yes, they've tried to capitalize on your training and education of customers about the benefits of essential oils. They've often copied trademarks and trade names, but most of all, they've disrespected those that grow and distill quality essential oils. I'll be really honest that this really bothers me because our team works relentlessly with tens and hundreds of thousands of growers to improve their lives. Those that try to cheat their way to success by capitalizing on these growers and on you without actually doing anything for these growers, they are lowlifes, okay? And they're going to get their just reward, okay? Just for doTERRA, just rest assured we're not going that route. We'll always do what we say, and we do it because it's the right thing to do. All right. Okay. I need to calm down for just a minute, okay? Okay? And I need to get back to my presentation. So, okay. So how has this strategy of supporting our key stakeholders worked out for us? Well, very well. This is our revenue growth chart over the nearly 12 years of our existence, okay? These are in 3-year increments. We continue to grow every year, and over the last 6 years have experienced an annual compound growth rate of 21%. We now have offices in 19 countries all over the world, and through our Global Access program, we have active customers in more than 139 countries. In every single market in the world, our business is moving forward in strong ways. We are market leaders everywhere. We are growing and developing as a company, and with that growth, we've all grown and changed for the better, each of us. When doTERRA was started 12 or so years ago, this is what my family looked like. It's a picture of my wonderful family of 10, our 8 children, my wife and I, as it existed back then. Well, things have changed a bit, okay? And this is what our 17 grandchildren now looks like, right? You know, as my family has grown, my focus has turned to what the world is going to look like as my beautiful grandchildren grow and mature. But not only my grandchildren, what about your children and grandchildren? What about the children and grandchildren of our employees and our growers? As I'm out traveling to various countries in the world, I love to look in the eyes of the children of our growers and think about and envision what the future holds for them. They and their parents have hopes and dreams for these children. I can't help but want to do all I can to ensure these hopes and dreams are fulfilled. Whether it's these twin boys in Africa or this beautiful girl in India, these children and their parents have hopes and dreams, and doing our part to help them come true is what doTERRA is all about. So as we look to the future, where are we heading? We know where we've been. We know what we've accomplished. But what about the next 3 years? The next 6, 9, 12, even 30 years? What's it going to look like? Of course, it's hard to be certain of the future because we live in a changing world. But as we look to the future, I want you all to know that we're working relentlessly at doTERRA to prepare for what is going to be a very bright future. I was recently with some university students who asked me what I do every day as the president of doTERRA. I think that they feel like if I'm not filling bottles or answering phones, then I'm likely just wasting my time, right? Well, as I thought about how to explain to them what I do each day, I thought of 2 things. First and foremost, my partners and I spend our time focused on the future. We envision, discuss, strategize, and plan for what doTERRA is going to be like in the future. We spend most of our time several years out and help our teams catch the vision of what the world will be like and how we'll need to adapt to that reality. Second, my partners and I solve problems. We have a vision of where we're going, but in the midst of that, we make mistakes. And we may have a package destined for Melbourne, Australia that ends up in Melbourne, Florida, right? Or we have a bottle of root-to-tip serum tip over, right? And break adding serum to the root of the box it was shipped in, right? Or sometimes we receive scam emails trying to get us to click a link that's going to connect us to bad guys. With our growth, I can assure you that there are an abundance of challenges that we get to solve every day. But I don't want to deal with the challenges today. I want to focus on the future. Now, I'm not a fortune teller. I can't tell you who's going to win the Super Bowl or the National College Football Championship or the NBA Championship, but I do have opinions on any of that if any of you are interested in a different setting. Anyway, what I can tell you is that we see trends happening in the world, and we're preparing to deal with them. Let me highlight 4 major trends and briefly explain how we're preparing to capitalize on these trends. These 4 trends are more online ordering, more concern for the environment, more concern about healthcare, and more concern about purity. Let me talk briefly about each of these trends and what we're doing in each area. First, more online ordering. What I like to call the Amazonification of America is not going to go away, right? We recognize that customers want to easily order their products and want them delivered immediately. We continue to spend tremendous resources on making our ordering more and more convenient and delivering products more timely. We now ship products out of Hawaii, and we'll start doing it in Alaska within the next month, which by the way also helps with our carbon footprint by shipping long distances in bulk. Additionally, we spent more than $80 million in enhancing our IT infrastructure to provide the latest and greatest in online ordering simplicity. These enhancements have been or will be rolled out in the US, Europe, Canada, and Australia within the next 6 months, and other countries will follow. Clearly, making it easier to order and delivering more quickly are significant priorities to us. Second, more concern for the environment. Yes, I want you to know, I'm not sure you realize everything we're doing on this front, but we have a lot happening and more to come. Whether it's locating our sourcing team members closer to the regions where they work so we have less flight time, reducing our carbon footprint, or working on using the biomass from our distillation process to fire the boilers at source around the world, we're always considering our carbon footprint and the impact we're having on the environment. You may have read last year that even at this very global convention, we were leading the way by being the most environmentally friendly convention ever held in Utah, okay? We recycle the vast majority of things used at these conventions and repurpose other items. It's not about saving money for us. It's about pursuing what is pure and doing the right thing. Those of you in Canada may have started to notice some changes in our packaging material used to you in shipments. As we prepared some of these changes, okay? In Canada, we surveyed a group of customers and found that environmentally packaging is very important. We've been shipping in environmentally friendly ways in Australia and Europe for several years. We've now added this to Canada, and the US is coming online within the next 6 to 9 months, okay? We have a big ship to steer, okay? But we're steering it in the right direction. Environmentally friendly changes will continue to come. Finally, packaging decisions are made about our products. When we do that, we always ask if we can come up with the most environmentally friendly solution possible. Of course, we want to have a quality presentation, but protecting the environment, and yes, avoiding plastics where possible, is a top priority. You'll notice more glass in our convention products, and even the reusable carry tote. These are conscious decisions towards more sustainable packaging. We're often asked about our glass bottles and having them recycled. We've done the research on this and found that if we had a massive return program, bringing all the empty bottles back, we'd do more damage from a carbon footprint than positive. However, helping you know where you can recycle the bottles yourself can and will be done. In the coming months, you'll see helps on our website that will direct you to the nearest glass bottling recycle centers in your area so you can be agents of change and help the environment without adding more shipping. Yeah. Third is more concern about health. As you've seen from this convention, all of the change about health is right up our wheelhouse, okay? Prime Meridian is all about helping the world know that essential oils are a significant part of the solution to the healthcare challenges, and we're perfectly positioned to continue out on this front. You've heard enough about this, but stay tuned because there's a lot more to come in the next year or two that's going to benefit all of you, all right? But isn't it great to have so many doctors heavily involved like we do? Don't you love the doctors panel? Yeah? And how about this quote? Dr. Osgathorpe said yesterday, adulteration is criminal, right? What a great quote. And that leads into my final point, more concern about purity. doTERRA is the most tested and most trusted essential oil brand in the world. We live in a world that is all about transparency. We see public figures being brought to task for indiscretions. We see companies being called out for not making truthful claims. At doTERRA, our answer to this is bring it on. Bring on the scrutiny, bring on the questions, bring on the skepticism. But just be ready. We just ask those that bring it on to be open to what they'll find, all right? As stated in the video Dave showed, we're relentless in our pursuit of purity. There's a great Warren Buffett quote that one of our vice presidents used in a meeting a few weeks ago. The quote is, "It's only when the tide goes out that you learn who has been swimming naked," right? For a variety of reasons in recent months, I've had conversations with CEOs of companies selling essential oils, the majority of which are adulterated. A few of them, the minority, have been alarmed at what they're finding out, but frankly, most of them don't really care. In fact, one CEO told me that selling pure essential oils in retail or online is a futile effort because, in his words, people don't care. Well, at doTERRA, we have millions of people that do care, and we believe that there are millions and hundreds of millions of more that care. They just don't know the truth. Well, from this animation, what will happen in the coming months and years, the tide's going to go out, and the public's going to know the truth. And guess what? They'll know that at doTERRA, we have modest, beautiful swimming suit, while the majority of others, including the cowboy in the back, are figuratively swimming naked, right? In the coming days, weeks, months, and years, doTERRA is going to continue to change the world. We're doing it one drop, one bottle, one person at a time, and we thank you for being part of this amazing journey. Yes. A journey that has just begun, and a journey that's going to eventually encompass the whole world. Thank you for joining us. Now, I want to introduce to you a great human being, the person who leads and directs our sourcing team and our global network of growers. He's going to help us better understand the difference that is doTERRA as it relates to the pure sourcing of essential oils. Welcome to the stage, Mr. Tim Valentiner.